So I got a chance to play the game at the DC booth over the weekend.
Yeah.
Fantastic game, lots of fun. It seems like you've learned a lot from all the Lego games you guys have made up to this point, everything from the Lego Movie to Lord of the Rings. Were there specific elements from those other games that you took to sort of pull in to improve the experience of Lego Batman?
With Lego Batman, it's obviously with it being the third game, we've already had Lego Batman 1, Lego Batman 2. And we've already explored different things, so heroes and villains in Lego Batman 1, voice acting open world in Lego Batman 2. So Lego Batman 3 for us, it's kind of iterating the whole Lego Batman experience. So for us, it's all about adding things, some things we have sort of in the other franchises, but bringing them into Lego Batman, but taking things from like Lego Batman 1 and 2 that we really wanted at the time, but we couldn't necessarily do. So being able to do things like go out into space, go out into the Lantern worlds, being able to bring in the whole 1960s mode. If you look at the character cast in Lego Batman 1 and 2, we've never gone this big before. So Lego Batman 3 is over 150. And then we've switched up some things as well, like we've done away with Sig signals, because the previous Batman games were all about Batman and Robin. We're going to go and we're going to do something as Robin and we'll switch out and do something as Batman. This game is about playing as the whole Justice League and the whole Legion of Doom together. So you're going to have like parties out there, parties of characters where you've got, say, Solomon Grundy with Wonder Woman, with Flash maybe, and then with Lex. It isn't just Batman and Robin anymore. It's the wider reaches, and for us, it's sort of like it's a natural progression. Like you say, we try and up the ante every single game, and then this one is just like, at the start of the project, it's like, right, crazy wish list. You write a load of things down, and this one I think we've pretty much hit everything on there. Obviously the icing on the cake being getting the whole 60s mode, because that was first thing on my list. Mr. Adam West, 1960s Batmobile, and Stings, and so all that just brings everything into a game that people are going to love, adults and kids. We see it as a duty, especially with comic books, to take stuff that we know and love and take it to a new audience. 5, 6, 7-year-old kids, they don't know Adam West, they don't know the 60s Batman. They do now, because we're going to bring it to them, and they might not know all these wider characters like Batmite or even characters like Solomon Grundy or Firefly. So again, we're going to be bringing that to a new audience. So it's good fun.
What's your favorite part about implementing the DC universe within the Lego universe? What does that allow you to do that you wouldn't be able to?
The best thing about digging into the DC universe is finding crazy stuff. Everybody knows the Justice League. Everyone pretty much knows the Legion of Doom, and they know the Watchtower, the Batcave. But then the Lantern Worlds is something new to a lot of people. But then digging right down and being able to put characters in like Crypto the Superdog, being able to put in Batcow. I didn't even know who Batcow was. I didn't know it was a real legitimate comic until my designer just come in and look, I told you, 'cause I thought they were pulling my chain. And it was like, okay, we'll put Batcow in the game, putting Batmite in, I can never say this, but Mixie as Pitlick, who's a great character.
How did you say it?
Mixie as Pitlick.
Is that
Mixie as Pitlick?
We've all been wondering.
As far as I'm aware, I've been getting trained to make sure I say it correctly. You must say this correctly. But it's just good. Like we had a meeting with Jeff Johns to talk about the game, and when we're talking about that, he's kind of pointing out some really cool, awesome stuff with characters as well. That's going to be sort of moving forward, really cool and current. So again, for us, it's like, well, great, we'll get those in Lego form. And the main difficulty is like restraining yourself, because you get to the point where it's like, and then it's like, and then we've actually got to finish the game. So, but the Lego games are great fun. And coming to Comic-Con, seeing little kids play them, like yesterday there was a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old playing, and it's probably the first time they've really held a controller, and just watching them run around, it's great. I love what we do, really.
In terms of game mechanics and character abilities, are there any that really stand out to you this time?
Yeah, for me, it's Lego Batman 2, we kind of touched upon it, but with this one, with so many characters, we really wanted to make sure every character felt, as it should. So we have Billy Batson in the game. At any point in time, you can press a button. He'll shout Shazam. He'll turn into Shazam. You can then fly around, shoot lightning bolts. You can then turn back to Billy Batson and run around. We had Clark Kent in the previous game, but we never had the instant transformation. This time round, you hold a button, a telephone box drops down, he runs in, runs out, Superman, and away you go.
Exactly.
And it's bringing that sort of personality to the table. Each character has got abilities and powers. Plastic Man can double jump and he turns into a little biplane. If you hold another button, he turns into what I've been told is called a hippity hop. In England, we call it a space hopper. It's a little thing you bounce around on. And it's about personality. The whole game with characters. Solomon Grundy, he's got different names to say. Killer Croc, who's very, very angry all the time and ferocious. And it's a big ask. When we're designing this stuff, we then go to the team and we pitch it to them, and thankfully they buy into it, and then they run with it. And sometimes they come back to us and say, "Yeah, we've done this. How do you feel about this?" Or "How do you feel about the other?" And it's a very collaborative process. We spend a lot of time in meetings where we're just coming up with silly things, but they work. And then when you see kids like Cyborg turns into a washing machine, the idea was, he needs to have like a stealthy suit. So Lex Luthor turns invisible because he's got refractive some shenanigan we make up. And then for Cyborg, it was like, well, a washing machine would work, because who's going to suspect a washing machine until he shoots you with his laser? So, but all of this stuff is just fun, and the Lego games. That's it. So they're synonymous with fun. And then working with all the voice casts, they kind of just make it even better. The amount of ad-libbing they do on the scripts is crazy. Really fun stuff.
Now that we've got Batman Lego 3 and it's gone to the next level, what are the chances that we're going to get a level next game, the 4? And also, what would you like to see happen in that? Because obviously it's gone crazy now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of those things where you just never know. Like, as a game director, you kind of have to focus on one thing at a time. And as it is, we're kind of pouring stuff into this, and then there comes a cut-off where we then just have to do the nitty-gritty to just make sure everything runs properly, we get it in there, it's as perfect as it can be for the end consumer. And it's at that point where we stop, take a breath, and then think about the next one. So, I didn't even know I'd be coming back to the Lego Batman franchise. I worked on Lego Batman 1, had a ball, and I thought that was it, that would be the end of it. And then we did 2, same again, and now we're doing 3. It's just like, okay, let's run with it. I don't know. Once we've finished it, who knows? But we just want to make sure it's as good as it can be.
You had a wish list, because you obviously worked like on this one, you've got 60 something going on. You had that wish list. What do you like to bring into that?
I have no idea. I'd probably be visiting one of the other dimensions, I guess. I don't know, maybe go Earth 2 or something. Just, it's one of those, I think. We're so ingrained with Lego Batman at the minute that once I've got to have a vacation at the end of this, I think we'll just probably sit there. I like to be able to read comic books for enjoyment rather than hardcore research, and then we'll kind of rethink things then. But this one's going to be pretty crazy. Okay.
What did the next gen hardware allow you to do?
Well, the great thing about taking Lego Batman Next Gen is that it allows us to put more characters on screen. It allows us to, more importantly, put more Lego into the levels, because Lego's where the gameplay is. Everything in the levels that's Lego you can interact with. So the more Lego you can do in a level, the better. But also, because we develop on next gen, it kind of brings what you call current gen platforms, it drags them further forward. We had a whole engine rewrite, and we've really gone to town with effects, visuals, and it kind of just allows us to put more in. The programmers then shout us and tell us, easy, steady, but as designers, you just have to keep asking. It's great to be able to just put more of everything, I guess, into the game.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Cheers.